8. I gotta leave 10-ish. I don't know. A couple hours to kill. Nothing better to do. Alright. Orion. Cool. I have a few things to watch actually. I'm gonna save the Dusty stuff for my ride to work, I think, because I missed it last night. I got like 12 hours of sleep last night. Who cares? All right.
Number 30, the smugness
Oh, wait. Let's see. Yeah, why not? Let's watch
of
this.
hybrid
Who
car
cares?
owners.
Who
There's
the
no
f-
denying that
cares?
hybrid cars are good for the environment. They can also be good for your wallet, as users are inclined to save money on fuel in the long run.
Hey there, Richard.
Oh, hey, Gerald. New car?
Yeah, it's a hybrid. I just couldn't sit back and be a part of destroying the Earth anymore.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
Oh, thanks.
Are hybrid cars good for society, though? That all depends on the driver. In Gerald's case,
Yeah.
he can't own a hybrid without acting high and mighty.
I remember
He's not
that one.
alone. San
That's
Francisco
funny.
is overrun with hybrid drivers who love patting themselves on the back and smelling the gas from their backsides. South Park follows their example, ironically
what's going
creating
on?
an environmental crisis in the form of a smug storm.
The smug is getting so massive that it's moving west and fusing with the San
Hold on, let's
Francisco
go.
smug. Here, these two smug clouds are combining, fueling each other.
It's a double-edged sword.
I-
We
that
always
was
support
so long
fuel-efficient
ago.
cars. We
How's it
just
going?
can't stand the people who want a medal for driving them. Number 20.
I don't know. Same shit, different day. The specter of depression always looms, but you know. Other than that, I can't complain.
29. Inception is overcomplicated.
Alexa,
Inception
stop.
blew audiences away in 2010 with its original premise and
I
thought-provoking
forgot that
conversations.
I woke up like
if you asked
2 hours
someone
earlier
to
than I
explain what
thought I would.
happens in the film, though,
Oh, well.
chances are it'd go one of two ways.
Alexa,
Oh,
stop!
come on, that's stupid.
She won't shut the
how's
fuck
that even
up.
possible? It's not stupid at all.
A, they try explaining the complex plot,
Ugh.
only to realize they didn't understand it. B, they explain it in great detail, but the other person doesn't follow at all. Was Inception too smart for everyone?
Hey there, your stream radiates such incredible energy. No, it does not. My stream is always about my stupid fucking shitty life. The way you bring happiness, positive. Oh my god, this is such a copy paste. No, stop that. Do I remember you? I remember your name. I don't remember exactly. But yes. Yes. Slightly. I have even got a few friends I would love along to bring to your next stream that are dude, no, this is I mean, I'm down for like real friendship, but you gotta not. That's a big word salad. That's a big word. Oh yeah. How's it going? That is just the biggest word. Fuck, it's a yeah. That's into you. Yeah, there you go.
To comprehend, or was it just stupid? South Park epitomized the convoluted dialogue of Christopher Nolan's mind-bending masterpiece.
Oh, you
even if
gotta
they
go
did
in a dream
accidentally
to another
borrow from
dream.
college humor.
It's so complex and cool.
Just because an idea is overly convoluted and complex doesn't make it cool. Going to multiple dream levels.
I'm not gonna talk about money before work. It is like far too fucking early. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get online and watch some stuff. I don't want to do any. I don't even think about anything like that. Sorry.
It's like a really stupid idea.
You just don't get it
It's
because you're not
just
smart.
way too
The
early
episode
for that
also
kind of stuff.
points out that while Inception is a unique film, it's not the first to revolve around infiltrating
Yeah,
people's dreams.
Appreciate it.
Long before Dom
This is-
Cobb, there was Freddy Krueger.
way
Number
early for that.
28. navigating the American healthcare system.
Ooh,
America
hey.
sets
I
citizens
love
up
that
to
part
fail.
of
Yeah, you see,
life.
the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies and the insurance companies all kind of work together. So all you have to do is navigate the American healthcare system.
Although people want to take care of their bodies, unhealthy food is difficult to resist. Not only is the advertising constantly in your face, but fast food and sugary products are easy to obtain. What isn't widely available
They
is
are.
affordable healthcare.
Probably
When a
gonna give
breakthrough
me
weight
a,
loss drug comes along, Cartman is denied access
an
because
energy
he
drink
doesn't
when I
have
get to work.
diabetes. Yet, the gang tries to help him by navigating the American healthcare system, only to go through a series of bureaucratic obstacles that ultimately send them back to square one. It's a blunt reminder that
it's-
insurance companies
That is like the best fucking like, what is that? MC Escher art of navigating fucking not even just a healthcare system, but like in any kind of insurance at all.
aren't sympathetic to your needs.
Hey, I think I'm wrong. Hey, fellas, I think I'm wrong to the American healthcare system.
They're businesses
Ooh,
that
I've
benefit
been
from
coughing
people
lately.
staying
Probably not good.
unhealthy,
Oh well.
operating like a white-collar cartel. Number 27, our love-hate relationship with Walmart. It's easy to say that we want to
I haven't been
support
to a
small
Walmart in a
businesses
long
over retail
time.
chains. If the price is right, though, the temptation may prove too great for your bank account. South Park is tested when they get a Walmart that's with 2 L's.
I know that with the opening of the South
Legally
Park branch of
distinct.
Walmart, you will all see your town completely change. Now, shop, friends. Shop!
Although people see the damage it's doing to local businesses, the store's vast inventory and discount prices create a mind hive that even the strongest wills struggle to fight against. Even
They
when the
shop-
Walmart
they
is
work at
destroyed,
Walmart to shop
the
at
cycle
Walmart?
of
Or was that
consumerism
Amazon?
repeats. People may
Forget.
flock back to independent businesses, but what happens when they expand and David
Okay.
becomes Goliath?
All right, let's not make that mistake again. Yeah, let's go shop over at True
Hold
Value.
on one second.
The episode puts a mirror up to the audience, revealing what we all know to be true. We are at the heart of every corporate giant. Number 26.
D-Money
Celebrities die
438.
by the dozen. Like the rest of humanity, celebrities have never been immune to death. Yet it wasn't until 2009 that people noticed celebrity deaths usually aren't spread out. Multiple deaths seem to happen within close proximity of each other.
That was a thing way before 2009. The deaths always come in threes thing.
How often do you see dead celebrities?
All the
Although it did just happen, kind
That
of.
summer alone,
I
Ed
guess.
McMahon, Walter Cronkite, Billy Mays, and several others passed
Billy
away.
Mays here.
It was especially jarring when Farrah Fawcett and Michael Jackson died on the same day. This was all
They
a
did.
tragic coincidence, but seeing so many big names drop like flies almost
remember,
felt
I
like
was
a
at a-
supernatural phenomenon. South Park captured that sentiment with parodies of
I
The
was at an
Sixth
Italian
Sense and
restaurant.
Poltergeist.
Finally!
When I heard that.
Finally, we can all move on!
While 2009 has come and gone, history keeps repeating itself,
Go
with
to
one
hell.
major celebrity death often being followed by another, and another, and another. Number 25, woke Disney and their trolls. We're all for
Pretty
diversity,
funny.
but sometimes studios, specifically Disney, try too hard to come off as progressive while still falling short.
I had a dream that I was replaced by a diverse woman.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, only this time it wasn't just me. They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy.
With most of their recent projects, it feels like Disney is recycling the same formulas, except now with more inclusive casts. Not only is this
Yeah.
an excuse to be creatively lazy, but it's bound to bring out racist, sexist trolls like Cartman. That said, the Joining the Panderverse special doesn't entirely pin the blame on Disney as a whole or on one individual like Kathleen Kennedy. Cartman represents every
Sorry.
troll who is
think I'm
impossible to
dying.
please and
Hopefully.
lashes out because their childhood has been ruined.
Eric, I know you care about all things Disney. I'm sorry I was so reckless with the things that you love. It was just lazy.
I guess just wailing on woke stuff all the time is pretty lazy too.
It's a nuanced look at how toxic
is.
fandom and bad art can be two sides of the same coin. Number 24, throwing blame amid disasters. A broken dam and the ensuing flood serve as a stand-in for Hurricane Katrina
Anyone on
in the
stream
season 9
real
episode.
quick?
Peril, crisis, and fear tonight as what appears to be a massive flood has overtaken the town
There you go.
of Beaverton, Colorado, home of the world's largest beaver dam.
Be it on the news or at the dinner table, everyone was talking about this natural disaster in 2005. Yet, most of the conversations seemed to revolve around who was to blame for the fallout. Numerous people condemned the government, especially the Bush administration, for its slow response. While there was
I don't
plenty of
even-
finger pointing to go around, we didn't
Is
hear
that a
many
Colorado
solutions or
thing?
discussions on how we can help those in need. It became a blame game where holding somebody
a
accountable
kitty?
took precedence over rescue efforts.
We know now whose fault it is. It was crab people.
Oh, right. The Crab People episode. So
Stop
stupid.
it! Stop it! First it was terrorists, then George Bush and global warming, and now you're all blaming crab people?
A crisis can unite people, but more often than not, it just
My bad.
leaves us more divided. Number 23, Heather Swanson. Oh, gee, we're talking about this character. Okay.
Yep.
Although Bored Girls received critical acclaim,
Hey,
it
what's up?
was also met with accusations
Crab
of
people.
transphobia.
And have you actually ever met Heather Swanson?
No, I've never competed against her before, no.
She's not exactly your average trans athlete.
Well, what is an average trans athlete? Honestly, I find that kind of bigoted, David.
Okay, Heather Swanson is actually joining us now. Miss Swanson, how does it feel to be competing today?
While we understand where the criticisms came from, the episode
Yeah.
doesn't denounce trans athletes, yet it does present an extreme scenario. We'd be lying if we said it hadn't been in the back of our heads. What if a cisgender male, namely one who's built like Macho Man Randy Savage, pretended to be a
Dude, it's
transgender?
so fucking gross, like the veins and shit. Vascular people that are like that, like, am I projecting?
Woman just to compete in female sports? Would others call them out or hold their tongue, fearing they might sound transphobic?
It's like someone here's a transphobe. Don't you dare! I'm trans people's biggest supporter. What I think you are
Not anymore. He's a power Christian principal now.
is a terrible sport. Transphobe, you better knock it off.
It might take the discussion to levels of absurdity, but the episode raises questions that many have thought but were too uncomfortable to ask out loud. Number 22.
So wait. Hold on. Where is D-Money here? Okay, I waited 10 minutes. I waited 10 minutes. Okay. Just in case you weren't here, which you weren't, Juicy Crabs, I don't think. It says, hey there, your stream radiates such incredible energy. Which, by the way, it doesn't. By design. The way you bring realness, that's true. Positivity, that is the biggest fucking lie that anyone has ever said in the history of mankind. And genuine enthusiasm. Am I enthusiastic? I don't know. Am I enthusiastic? Maybe. Is something special. It's not just fun to watch. My streams are not fun to watch. Believe me. It's fun to make fun of me, probably. It creates a whole vibe that stays with you. Yeah, that vibe is not something people want. I would truly love to be your friend and support what you are building. I have even got a few friends I would love to bring along to your next stream. Your energy is just too good not to share. That is a fucking lie. Let us turn this amazing vibe into a real friendship. 10 minutes ago has said nothing. Zero commentary. Zero, hey, what's up? What's your favorite food? What are you doing today? Nothing. It's a big copy and paste. To farm interaction. It's very disingenuous.
Pandemic's toll on mental health. Looking back years later, the pandemic special feels like a time
Yeah.
capsule.
It,
Watching the special when it first aired in September 2000.
Why the fuck would I ever add them on Discord? Oh, that's why they did. Okay. If Discord is the the make or break option for being friends, then we're gonna have a very large problem with me making friends. Maybe that's why I don't have it.
2020, though, it was a reflection of what we were all going through.
Stop mask shaming, Stotch! Well, it's really not a mask if you wear it down around your chin. That's a chin diaper.
From people attending school on Zoom to wearing masks on their chins.
That's when I was
the special
the pandemic. When I was doing about 30 shots of vodka from the time that I woke up to the time that I slept. Actually, more than that, probably. Now it's just like an every other day kind of, or, well, sometimes every day drunkenness.
Touches upon every facet of COVID at its peak. Yet the scene that speaks the most
Pretty
to
bad.
us sees Stan finally break down, being closed off
Don't
from
regret
the
it
outside
at all.
world and the everyday activities we all took for granted. Stan
Not a
says
pangolin.
he just
I
wants
love
his life back.
pangolins.
His words are
Who
so
doesn't like
simple yet
pangolins?
profound and universal.
And I did all this because I just want my life back. I just want my life back.
They even managed to earn Cartman's sympathy, albeit not Garrison's, but hey, it's not
They're
like
like
he'd
real
ever
life
get elected
Pokemon.
twice. Number 21, Trump's second term. Garrison might not be re-elected in the show's continuity, but the real Donald Trump makes it to the White House in the season 27 opener.
Yes, he
Mr. President,
does.
sir, the Prime Minister of Canada is here to see you.
Mr. President, why are you placing these new tariffs on Canada? What are you,
What a
some kind
great
of dictator
episode.
from the Middle East?
A dictator from the Middle East? Hey, relax, guy.
Although Trump's second term has echoed his first in some respects, it's also felt different. Not
Did they leave his dick in
term
here?
is
Oh, they did. They didn't even blur it out. It's literally right there. Me pointing that out is gonna get me fucking banned.
echoed his first in some respects.
Hey, but this got released on YouTube. This is a Watch Mojo video.
It's also felt different. Not just because of the Epstein files, although that is concerning. After initially
Oh,
showing
God.
some resistance, more media companies are bowing to Trump, as demonstrated through Paramount's $16 million settlement over a 60 Minutes interview, with vocal critics of Trump like Stephen Colbert losing their platforms. Freedom of speech is seemingly at risk. South
we don't
Park
have that
responded
anymore.
with a scathing portrayal of POTUS, not only suggesting that the emperor
Cheeseburgers
isn't wearing any clothes, but that his massive ego is the antithesis of what's below his belt.
All right, then I'm gonna sue your whole town. You got that? $5 billion.
Number 20, people change. In You're Getting Old, Stan develops a psychological condition where everything around him looks like literal crap. From TV
looks like
shows to
shit.
songs on the radio. Movie trailers for the new Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey movies look particularly vulgar, as their movies are a far cry from their high point in the 1990s. The older we get, Stan's condition becomes more relatable as we look at the quality of movies, songs, and shows being put out right now.
To be fair, Superman was a banger. Fantastic Four was a banger. I didn't see Jurassic Park, just, I don't know, if I did, it would just be to see Scarlett Johansson because she's hot. That's literally the only reason why I would ever go see that movie. So I don't know about that one, but there's been some pretty decent movies this year. Thunderbolts was so fucking good.
Now compared to what it was when we were younger, and sometimes things we used to enjoy when we were younger simply become no longer enjoyable as we get older. Kyle and Cartman might not understand what Stan is going through, but we do.
Kyle?
Uh-huh.
Dude, you've changed.
I haven't changed. The world has. Don't you see it?
No.
Number 19. Harley riders are obnoxious.
This
What a
is
great
exactly
episode.
what I needed.
Ah, not those guys again.
Bikers, particularly those who ride Harley-Davidson motorcycles, are known more for rebelling against social norms than they are for their courtesy. When they pass the rest of us in traffic, they are unreasonably loud. The episode where they are featured illustrates how Harley riders come off whenever they ride by, and Cartman perfectly sums up how desperate they look.
My brother-in-law, he doesn't have a motorcycle, but he likes cars, and he likes them like obnoxiously loud for reasons that I don't understand why people do that. And it makes me think of this episode.
When he tells them off.
Everyone realizes that people who are so needy for attention they need to dress up and be as loud as possible are you guys and 16-year-old girls.
While we don't condone the slur that is used against the Harley riders in this episode, we do share in the show's annoyance at such people in real life. Number 18, John Edward is full of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Edward.
Who's this guy? I forgot.
John Edward is the former host of a TV show on Sci-Fi where he would claim the ability to have contact with the departed in the afterlife.
Oh, fuck
As
them.
a medium, he would supposedly bring members of the audience in touch with their loved ones. Well, most of us are skeptical that Edward has that ability, or anyone for that matter. South Park called out the TV personality.
Maybe it is for real.
Right, but it's not. It's a trick you do, and I need you to just let my friend Kyle know that so he can go on with his life.
The episode accused
people that do this are like the worst kind of fucking people because they're preying on other people in like an anguished mental state about just losing somebody, and they're like so desperate to get it back. That's what like all those fucking yeah, I know you can. Like those oh fuck, what's it, Jim Baker and all that like were caught using radio waves and shit because they would get like little prayer cards, and then his wife would read him like, oh, blah 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 has cancer, and he would have a little earpiece, and he got exposed like in the early 90s, late 80s. What a fucking piece of human garbage.
Edward of irresponsibly taking advantage of people's desperation. And while the special
Keep going
honor
with the
the
broken
episode
clock
bestows on Edward is harsh, it is
mentality.
undoubtedly fitting.
It'll eventually happen.
Is the biggest douche of the universe.
Number 17, the 2008 recession. Financial institutions aren't as smart as they appear to be. To say that times were tough during the 2008 recession is an understatement.
Yeah, no
and this
shit.
South Park episode captured the frustration many people were feeling at the time. There wasn't a lot of sympathy for the banks, who were largely held responsible for the disaster and were getting bailed out. The episode highlighted the absurdity of the
That was
response
so
to the
fucked up. Let
financial
him go
crisis.
under.
There were several memorable scenes in this episode, including the bank employee who repeatedly said,
"And
it's gone.
And the revelation of how it was decided who got bailed out. Honestly, we wouldn't be surprised if that really was how the U.S. Treasury secretly decided on bailouts.
Bailout! The most prudent move is a bailout. Bail out the insurance company.
Number 16. PETA is a terrible organization.
Fuck PETA.
This is my wife, Janice. The outside world looks down on a man marrying a llama, but our love knows no boundaries.
Most of us like animals and don't want to see harm come to them, unless we want to eat them. However, we roll our eyes and get annoyed whenever we see PETA pull a stunt or make a controversial comment on a sensitive topic.
Famous
In
PETA
Season
sign?
8, the creators paint PETA as a group
Where
of
do you draw the
extremist
line?
maniacs that are more
This is so fucking funny. Why did it do that? The fuck? Why did it blur out wife? Didn't on here. Why did it on my stream? Oh, I know. Okay, I have a bunch of trolls on YouTube that are like getting really fucking bad, and I tried to. They're doing a bunch of fucking shit, calling me like a pedo, and that's why my wife left me or something. And I tried to eschew that on Restream, but that clearly did not work. Okay. I don't know what I did to anger these people, but they're like coming at me really fucking hard on YouTube. It's a real weird thing. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to do that, or maybe I'll just stop streaming on YouTube or cut off the chat on YouTube and have people on Twitch, since I have more people on Twitch moderating. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, this is a very funny sign. All animals want to live, where you draw the line right about there. Maybe... Yeah. You got the chickens, you got the cows, you got the pigs, you got the... bulls? Bison? Ox? I don't know what the fuck that is. Bull? And then you got duck. But over here, you got all kinds of cats and dogs and rabbits and shit. I might even put the rabbit on the other side of the line. I do think rabbits are pretty funny. That shit is so good.
More interested in causing trouble.
I think I need to
animals.
do some more stuff on the
We're
YouTube
changing
side.
the mascot already. We speak for those who do
Peter.
not speak for themselves. Come on, get out of here. Get out.
South Park recognizes that. When it comes to any issue, most of us lie somewhere in the middle, rather than on one side of the extreme. Number 15. Scientologists only want your money. Season 9's Trapped in the Closet is a devastating and epic takedown of Scientology. In the episode, Stan is told by church officials that he is the reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard, their religion's founder.
There he is!
What a great fucking episode.
Thank you for returning. He's wonderful.
But when he tries to reform the church, he's shut down because his suggestions would get in the way of making profit.
But you said that there...
What's better than telling people a stupid story and having them believe you? Having them pay you for it, stupid!
And let's not forget the now famous scene recounting the origins of Scientology, which included a disclaimer because they know how insane it all sounds to the rest of us. Needless to say, after this episode aired, the Church of Scientology wasn't pleased.
They were
Number
not too
14.
happy.
The NCAA exploits its players. Back then, a common complaint in college sports is that the NCAA doesn't pay the student athletes that play for them, despite the organization making billions of dollars from their hard work. Weighing in on the topic, South Park compares this
I don't
allegedly
remember this
unfair
one.
treatment to slavery in this episode.
We made $1,000 in 11 days.
In an unforgettable scene, Cartman dresses up like a slave owner when talking
I
to an
kinda do.
official from the University of
So fucked
Colorado.
up.
The depiction is downright cathartic, given how seriously the NCAA takes itself and how unwilling they are to admit how unfairly they treat college players.
Student athletes. Oh, that is brilliant, sir.
Number 13. Harry and Meghan don't really want privacy.
Hey, you! Hey! What are you looking at? You ever heard of privacy?
The ex-royal couple have received a lot of attention for their fallout with the royal family and their efforts to
don't
build a
remember
life
this one
outside
at
the
all.
institution.
We are here because privacy is a basic human right. How many more princes and his wives have to live in this nightmare?
While Harry and Meghan claim they want privacy for this new
The
chapter
Meghan
of their
Markle?
lives,
Is
their
that what her name
actions,
is?
including Prince Harry writing a tell-all book, suggest the opposite.
So let me start with you, sir. You've lived a life with the royal family, you've had everything handed to you, but you say your life has been hard, and now you've written all about it in your new book, When?
The real worldwide privacy tour episode skewers the couple, ridiculing their hypocrisy and aligning the show's message with what the viewers and
Like, I
everyone in the world
Vaguely
suspects.
remember this.
Number 12.
I must have seen it
Cable
like
companies.
once.
With streaming offering a more convenient, cheaper, and all-around superior alternative, more and more TV viewers are cutting
Scott
cable.
Malkinson.
I love you.
What?
I love you so much, Dad. Please, can we get Disney Plus?
It'd be one thing if cable companies upped their game and grew with the times. Instead, loyal customers are rewarded with slow service and workers who show up whenever they feel like it. Anyone who's ever been given a 5-hour service window will identify with the frustration that this episode captures to a T.
Well,
And it's
finally,
always
the
like
cable company
during
gave us a
work
window of
hours or
noon to
some
5
shit.
for you to show up. It's 5:15.
Only 15 minutes late.
The episode also finds timely commentary in the launch of Disney Plus and how enamored audiences were with The Mandalorian. The ultimate irony is that South Park dominated basic cable ratings for years. With the rise of Hulu, HBO
South
Max,
Park
and
does not
Paramount
give
Plus, though,
a shit
even
about
South
who
Park
they
knows that
lambast.
cable is a dinosaur.
Making little niche programs for everybody. That's what you want.
It's even more relevant now since they had to do that deal, that fucking Paramount Plus, whatever the fuck it was.
What?
Yeah, I think I do.
Number 11. Political correctness has gone too far. Over the last decade, there's been an aggressive push, particularly on social media, to speak out on political correctness and
PC
social
babies.
justice. While many of these people have good intentions, a lot of people who espouse these views often come off as unhinged lunatics.
I'm telling you all, this is done. Like it or not, PC is back and it's bigger than ever. Woo, woo, woo. You hear that?
To visually illustrate this trend in season 19, South Park brought in PC Principal, a socially aware and justice-minded school administrator
Season
who's
19
so committed
was
to
in
his political
2018.
beliefs, he will violently confront his critics
so
if
long ago.
necessary. Anyone who has lived in fear of being jumped by the Twitter mob over a microaggression can appreciate this satirization. Number 10, user agreements. With iPhone and iPads becoming part of everyday life, we've all
Centipad.
signed a user agreement at some point. How many of you have actually read a user agreement, though?
When you downloaded the last iTunes update, a window on your screen popped up and asked you if you agreed to our terms and conditions. You clicked agree. All right, let's get him to the water tank.
Long, confusing, and written in the tiniest font possible. Most of us would rather sign and accept any consequences rather than be inconvenienced. South Park imagines a worst-case scenario where failing to read the terms and conditions land Kyle in the middle of a human centipede.
What are you going to do to us?
Everything that you agreed to in the iTunes conditions.
While we're pretty sure that's never happened in real life, the episode does reflect how casual
I like how he says, we're pretty sure that it hasn't happened.
people are about signing legal contracts without even reading them. It's also a spot-on depiction of Apple's marketing, convincing consumers that their
This was
products
before
are the best,
Steve Jobs
and
died?
cheaper alternatives are for
Jobs
losers.
died?
No, I don't want to join Apple. I like my PC.
Number 9. The media's treatments of Britney Spears. In the late 2000s,
That was
Britney
spot
Spears
on.
was an easy target for comedy, and a
Leave
lot of people
Britney
took the
alone.
low-hanging fruit.
We interrupt this debate for an emergency news bulletin. It's Britney Watch.
South Park wasn't an exception, but the writers took a unique approach. They put the mirror up to the audience and said what most of us knew deep down. Maybe we should stop obsessing over this
Butters.
struggling celebrity and,
God, best
get a
character.
life. It was unpopular for people to say, leave Britney alone, hence why many kept quiet.
Hey, hang on, fellas. Don't you think Brittany's been through enough? I mean, maybe it's finally time for us all to just leave her alone.
During Spears' darkest hour, though,
Yeah,
South Park
that-
served
that
as
was
an
a fucked up
unlikely moral
episode.
compass. Various journalists, comedians, and members of the general public continue to ignore that little voice inside. With the recent reevaluation of how Spears was treated, however, this episode has only gotten more identifiable.
It's all of America, Kyle. We're all a part of this together.
You know about all this?
Number 8. That Avatar looks like Dances with Wolves. Nowadays, it's practically cliche
The
to
new-
joke that
I
Avatar
haven't
is
watched
a
the new
ripoff of
trailer.
Dances with Wolves and Pocahontas.
Maybe we'll watch that after this. I did see, I think I saw that trailer before Fantastic Four came or aired. Because there was an Avatar trailer, and I'm pretty sure it was the same trailer. But
And Fern Gully, and dozens of other movies.
Yeah.
A month before Avatar even hit
No.
theaters, South Park beat everyone to the punchline.
No! No, you must leave the noble Smurfs alone! Who's behind all this?
Well, maybe not everyone. Even after the first trailer for Avatar was released, a lot of people noticed similarities to Kevin Costner.
now, to be fair, I actually have an issue with people shitting on like Avatar being whatever. It's that, yeah, it is, but the thing is kids and younger people haven't seen those older movies, and they don't really give a fuck about those older movies. So you're going to have to take those ideas and stories and update them and reintroduce them every so often, like you just are. I really don't get the, I don't know, how people shit on this concept so much. It's baffling to me. We've been doing it for thousands of years, like, or re-updating particular stories and things like that. So I don't know. It's a weird thing to me. I don't really agree with the shitting on like, oh, this is like these other stories. Well, yeah. That's what humanity has been doing forever. There's what, like 7 different stories? Like basically or something? It's something like that.
Listener's 1990 Best Picture winner. They also noticed that the characters looked like Smurfs, albeit taller and more alluring. South Park was still one of the first mainstream properties to call out James Cameron for taking a familiar story and calling it something else.
Luckily, with the money I made selling the movie rights to my book, I'll be okay.
You sold the
Yeah,
movie
dude.
rights to who?
I have the whole Divine Comedy. Hell yeah. Dante's Inferno is fucking great. Also, the movie As Above, So Below is a modern retelling of that. It's one of my favorite horror movies.
James Cameron.
It's too bad Cartman didn't secure the film rights because Avatar is still the highest grossing movie of all time.
Dances with Smurfs was my idea!
Dances with Smurfs.
Number 7, dependence on the internet. For eons, humanity survived without the internet. Now
Not
that
anymore.
we've gotten a taste of it, society would likely descend into anarchy without the web.
Everyone, just calm down! Calm down, all right? It's going to be okay. We just can't panic!
This episode accurately depicts the
Spell it
panic
out.
and uncertainty we all feel when the Wi-Fi is down. Unfortunately, it isn't just
This is a
Stan's
great
house without a
episode.
connection. It's a technical issue that reaches far beyond South Park.
Look, if you do find internet, let us know, will ya?
It's going out.
You won't have internet.
We all
Going out old
rely on the
Western
internet
ways.
for work,
I
entertainment,
hear there's some
communication,
internet out there.
and some other things that are better left behind closed doors. The episode speaks to our deepest fear that one day it could all be gone. Thankfully,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
simple solution in this case. Nothing's more relieving than seeing
There
a
it
green
is.
light on our router, and Randy's closing remarks
Yep.
about over-logging on really hit home.
But if we don't treat the internet with the respect
Respect.
that it deserves, it could one day be gone forever.
Number 6, the writer's strike. From November 2007 to February 2008, the
I would be angry if he didn't.
Writers Guild of America strike brought the industry to a halt.
Nobody takes us Canadians seriously.
It's like the world doesn't respect Canada.
I know like every time the internet goes out, especially like when I was in college with like roommates and stuff, it would go out and you would see like everyone, like all of us would come out of our rooms into the living room like, what the fuck is happening? What is going? It's so funny. And then when the internet goes back on, everyone would scatter like ants.
At all, eh?
Although Trey Parker and Matt Stone aren't part of the union, the strike commenced and ended around the same time South Park was on its break. When South
It's a
Park
boot
returned,
time.
Parker and Stone didn't hesitate to say what most of their writer friends were thinking. The strike wasn't the best idea.
Well, we didn't get everything that we wanted, but we negotiated hard and we got these coupons to Bennigan's.
While the strike was intended to increase the funding that
Bennigan's.
writers deserve, it reportedly lost anywhere between millions and billions. Parker described the episode as a docudrama, exploring how many writers regretted the strike and attempted to save face by the end. Few WGA members
Yep.
would admit this, but South Park wasn't afraid to speak out.
No matter what happens, I will never call off this strike, even if it means we all die.
Number 5.
There's so many that died.
ChatGPT enables cheating.
Dude, fuck
AI
ChatGPT.
chatbots such as ChatGPT have been blowing people's minds over their capabilities, and they seem to be able
People are so fucking stupid now because nobody knows how to like think for
to
themselves
write just
anymore.
about any command you give them. While there's hope that such technology can be used to take us to new heights, most of us have been concerned about the downsides that come with this new intelligence.
I see it every fucking day. Like, it's like, oh, you know, let's have a discussion about this. And then they just throw in the chat GPT and re-vomit that shit out online. Like, it's so... AI is absolutely going to destroy us.
In deep learning,
It already
the
has
students
begun.
at Garrison use this technology to get out of doing their work, as the students write their
Yep.
essays with the software and Garrison grades
Yep.
those essays with it.
Well, that's crazy. Who would do that?
This episode recognizes how easy it would be to pass off AI-generated work as our own.
Dude, how did you pull all that off? ChatGPT, dude.
Number 4, social media. Facebook was arguably at its most dominant in 2010, and South Park did a commendable job at portraying the differing viewpoints on it.
So I'm not your friend then?
Dad, you are my friend.
But you just don't want to add me as a friend.
For Kyle, it's a getaway to friendship, and if he doesn't have any friends on social media, he has none in the real world.
See, this is funny, but like I remember way like back in the day with MySpace, there would be the top 8 spaces, and man, that shit caused like riots sometimes if you moved like your number 1 to number 3 because they like pissed you off or something. Oh my god, that was insane back in the day.
Dan could care less about Facebook, but he's reluctantly forced to participate. It isn't long until Facebook starts affecting Stan's real-life relationships as others obsess over his online activity, or lack thereof.
Stan, Grandma said she poked you and you haven't sent a poke back.
To poke?
Yeah, I didn't even want to do
Stan poked
Oh my
Grandma.
god, Facebook used to have
That
pokes.
the number of Facebook friends you have isn't an accurate measure of how complete your life is. Once Facebook has you,
Chip
though,
Jordy.
it's hard to break free. On top of that, we all know somebody.
The new
who
Tron
took
looks
Farmville
super dope.
way
I'm
too
actually excited
seriously.
for
I
it.
really need a friend right now.
It's like October, I
Okay,
think.
dude, I'm here for you. Okay, so then get on Facebook and fertilize my crops.
Number 3, censorship. South Park has always been a controversial
So
show,
good.
but people sometimes forget just how up in arms parents and censors were during the earlier years.
Young man, you are not to watch that
I forgot
show
all
anymore.
about pokes.
It's immature toilet humor.
Ironically, having Kenny die in every episode wasn't seen as that big a deal, but spreading foul language on the airwaves would be the downfall of civilization. While the parents of South Park protest the crude humor on TV, they ignore their children as death literally comes to town.
What is it, Stanley Hun? Did you break something?
It's so funny because all of this shit is like been repeated over and over and over. Like even just before when South Park was talking about all this stuff, you go back to like what was it, 92 or something, whenever everyone shat on or just started fucking losing their minds for Mortal Kombat. And what was that Sega CD game, Night Trap or whatever? And it's like, oh, it's gonna, the blood, now it's, look at Mortal Kombat now, it's wild. I don't have Mortal Kombat 1, maybe I should buy it when I get paid tomorrow. Play through the story, but man, that game is fucking wild now. But then, you know, all of this, like the South Park thing, it although The Simpsons went through it way before South Park, it's so stupid.
Mom, Death is here, and he's trying to take us all away with him.
While the South Park movie would expand upon these themes, this was the first episode to say what fans on the show knew. TV isn't the problem. The problem is that parents view TV as a babysitter when they should be taking time to educate, nurture, and monitor their children.
It's exactly what's going on right now. People are like censoring all these sites like porn sites and even social media and YouTube. It's like, it's not their fucking fault. If you're gonna be a parent, watch your fucking kids better. It's always everyone else's fault except the parents' fault. It's just like yesterday, some crazy shit came out like the UK and Australia. Like Australia is about to ban kids from getting on YouTube now. And then we have all these like adult rated games that have been stripped off of Steam for reasons, I guess. Like censorship is getting fucking insane.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If there are any questions, you may direct them to that brick wall over there.
Number 2, political candidates. Every 4 years, Republicans and Democrats act as if their presidential candidates is going to fix everything.
You don't see the point. Oh, you young people just make me sick.
Stanley, do you know how many people died so you could have the right to vote?
While some political leaders have changed the world for the better, our options are usually limited to what South Park describes as a giant douche or turd sandwich. As such, Stan simply doesn't care about the outcome.
I'm not going to be persuaded into voting, and I'm not going to be threatened into voting if I don't feel comfortable with it.
When Stan refuses to vote, he's shamed and exiled until he finally relents. Most people won't admit that both sides of the political spectrum are flawed and actually share a...
I don't vote because I'm not going to vote for something that's going to make the world an objectively terrible place. So I have every goddamn right to complain about everything, even and especially because you don't vote, because you're not going to fucking fall into that system. Fuck the people like, oh, if you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain. Fuck you. I have every right, if not more. If you voted for something and that person does the opposite, you don't have the right to complain. Fuck you and fuck everybody else. I am not voting for some tyrannical bullshit.
Fair deal in common. This episode unearths the unspoken truth that we struggle to accept.
That's my view on it.
Whoever wins, we all lose to an extent. Voting matters, but when these are our options, should we really be this hostile towards each other?
Kenny, we have got to make Stan understand the importance of voting, because he'll definitely vote for our guy.
I'm with Stan.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel
I'm
and
with
ring the
Stan.
bell to get notified about our latest videos. You
What's
have the
number
option
one
to be
gonna
notified
be?
for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Trump wins. First time. Just when you thought the political world couldn't get more topsy-turvy, Garrison was elected president, mirroring Donald Trump's ascension to the White House.
The people have spoken. Just as J.J. Abrams did with Star Wars, I will make this country great again.
Even the
Abrams
creators were expecting a Hillary Clinton
did a
victory,
great job,
forcing them to
I
make
guess.
numerous changes at the 11th hour.
Don't even.
The episode encapsulates the confusion, disbelief, and anger many experienced when they realized who the 45th U.S. president was going to be.
Do you have any idea what you've done to our country?
Yeah.
Unlike their past election
Yeah.
shows, this episode appropriately doesn't wrap everything up in a tidy package. Instead, it leaves us with 3 options. Drink the Kool-Aid, try escaping to Mars, or buckle in for what's bound to be an unpredictable presidency. South Park continued to say what we were all thinking for the next 4 years. And
It's still going on.
beyond.
It sucks,
And beyond.
Dad. This country's gonna suck for 4 years.
What South Park moment do you think told it like it is? Let
They
us know
thought.
in the comments.
They thought.
Mr. President, a lot of your supporters are starting to turn against you.
Hey, tell him to take a rest.
Sir, can you please talk to them? They're really riled up.
All right, give me that.
That's funny. 8:45. All right, we got another like hour and 15 minutes of bullshit. I do have a new roller coaster thing somewhere that I wanted to watch. Roller Coaster Crazy or whatever his name put out a new one. I thought I put it on here. Surely I must have. We'll watch a James Dean thing later. Or the new Park. What's his name? Park Coaster Crazy? Something? Theme Park Crazy. You just put out a new thing. 10 strangest dark rides I have ever seen. Ooh. I didn't get to them in time. Just run for that band speed run. Didn't get to it in time. Okay.
Epilepsy warning for flashing lights and
Oh wait, I'm not playing Cyberpunk right now. Maybe later.
You know, I can't believe that it's been about half a year since my last Dark Rides video. Honestly, I think it's time for another one.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
just when you thought I was done with Dark Rides, turns out there are so many more to talk about out there, especially
I'm here
unusual
for it.
ones. So for this video, I decided to take a look at 10 more strange dark rides that chances are you've never heard of. Now,
Okay.
ordinarily, I have people vote on the ordering of my top 10.
What is happening here? Who is that? That's what Muppet is that? What the fuck is happening here? He has like a spaghetti whatever. I don't even a spoon thing? I don't know what the fuck you call that. A grater? And what is happening? The more you look at it, the more I'm fucking freaked out.
And videos, but in this case, since so little people have heard of these rides, I'm gonna attempt to rank them myself.
What even
with
is that
each
called?
entry on the
Like
list getting
spaghetti spoon?
progressively stranger as we go on. Real quick before we get started, I want to give a big thanks and huge shout out to the Dark Ride database, who provided
pasta
much of the
fork.
footage for this video. Now, I've brought
Okay.
up the roller coaster
Fair enough.
database, or RCDB for short, but did you know there's also a dark ride database? This
Ooh,
website
I did
catalogs
not.
pretty much every dark ride that's ever existed. From technical
pretty cool.
information to behind the scenes insights and interviews, there's plenty of material to check out, and there's always new dark rides being added to the site. Plus,
Oh, yeah.
their YouTube channel is chock full of incredible dark ride POVs,
DRDB,
many of which are
okay.
rarely documented. If you're a big fan of dark rides, I definitely recommend subscribing to them, so
I
I'll put a
will.
link in the description, and I'll
We
link
may
to
go
their
down that
website
rabbit
as
hole
well.
tonight.
If you love dark rides, DRDB is for you. So with that all said, let's get started. First up is a ride at Universal Studios Singapore. Now this attraction is called, and I'm not kidding, Sesame Street Spaghetti Space Chase. Yes, a
Okay.
Sesame Street ride themed to spaghetti and
Dude.
aliens. Now you might be
I had some spaghetti last night. Garlic bread, carbs on carbs. Can't get better than that.
wondering who came up with the idea of theming a Sesame Street ride to spaghetti of all things. Well, as it turns out, it has
Big
to do
fan.
with Sesame Street's New York setting. In a 2013 article on Yahoo Life, Universal Singapore's executive design director Kevin Barbie said that spaghetti was chosen as the main concept because it references the Italian immigrants of New York City, where Sesame Street takes place.
Okay, okay. I okay. I get it. But why space?
Said it,
Fine,
quote,
that's fine.
relates well to the Asian culture because spaghetti is a type of noodle. So basically,
mean,
the
it's
connection is
true.
noodles.
Noodles.
As for the ride itself,
Who doesn't
it's
love
an extremely
noodles?
creative, unusual, and visually stunning experience. As part of the ride's story, you're sent into space in order to stop an evil alien named Macaroni the Merciless from
But why space? Because dark? Is that it? I think I'm hung up on the space spaghetti fusion of it all.
stealing the world's spaghetti and other noodles. It's honestly humorous to see that Macaroni the Merciless has its own page on the
That
villain's
is
wiki.
amazing.
And honestly, it's a well-designed
Look at his fucking like twirly mustache is the noodles that I'm too stupid to remember what they are because every noodle has a fucking different name despite them all being noodles. I get it, they hold the sauce differently. I do like the shells sometimes. You know, you get like a shell like macaroni and cheese, but it's not like macaroni, it's like shells and cheese. The shells like get the little cheese in there and then you bite it and then it explodes with like cheesy goodness. Big fan, but not always. Sometimes it's kind of a letdown, and if the shells don't have cheese in them, it just is like a ding wet fart. That's not great.
reserved entry. If some alien tried to take my pasta, I'd be the first one to tell Elmo to go kick his ass. So the ride
Elmo
starts
would,
off
too.
in Sesame
You don't fuck
Street,
with
where
Elmo.
You can see the aliens abducting all of the pasta from the characters. And that gives us this surreal visual of
That's-
Big Bird staring in horror as
That's kind of cool.
aliens suck up his
That's like very, very effective. I'm okay with this. All right, I'm down with this.
spaghetti with a tractor beam. Immediately after this, you head right into space, and that leads to this extremely creative visual where the buildings are horizontal, giving you the illusion
Dude, that's a pretty fucking awesome dark ride.
launching
I was
upwards into
skeptical.
space. So
That's cool.
you, Elmo, and Grover go into space.
Grover,
and you
that's
have
his
to
name.
follow the spaghetti to get to the alien
Grover
ship.
was getting like
With the
anally
help of
probed.
Abby Cadabby, you're sent into the villain's lair. Then you have this extremely odd visual of two cheese graters torturing Grover by pulling his limbs, rack style. Honestly,
Grover's about to get. I don't like what he's doing with that. What did we learn? Spaghetti ladle is what it's called. Don't like that. That has some fucking dark implications here that if I actually said it, I'd probably get banned on YouTube.
the more I think about this ride, maybe I should have put it higher on the list, but whatever. Finally, the Sesame Street Avengers assemble and successfully send the pasta back to Earth. And in
Dude, I am so down with this spinning pasta. There's a guy, Chris Ramsey, Impossible Structure, I think is what it is. And it reminds me of that. It's like a twisting, it's I don't even know. Like, it's really, really fucking cool to look at. He has a short of it. It's just a sculpture. There it is. The Wonder. This is some crazy shit. It's what it makes me remind me of. It makes me remind me of. Like, that's a really, really cool sculpture.
Wonder.
Anyway, we're not going to watch all of it, but that's what that reminds me of.
In the final visual, Elmo and Grover stand triumphantly on a pile of spaghetti and meatballs.
Hell
With
yeah.
all due respect to Elmo and Grover, I wouldn't want to eat any spaghetti.
Dude, there's some fucking weird people who would love to eat all of that.
That's been stepped on by someone's sturdy feet. In all honesty, though,
Dude, there's some weird people out there.
creative dark rides I've ever seen. It's got a great concept.
Okay,
and
they
it's
won me over.
Plus, it gave me quite a bit to talk about, so the algorithm's gonna like those extra minutes. Next up on the list is Snails and Fairy Tales from England's Great Yarmouth Pleasure Beach. Now, you may have heard of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, but it's not the only pleasure beach in the UK.
Stop
Where
saying
Blackpool
Pleasure Beach.
is on the west coast.
I don't,
Great Yarmouth Pleasure
don't know
Beach
about
is on
that.
the east. Now, as for the ride itself, you board a snail, as the title implies, and go
Okay.
through several fairy tale settings. Now, what's cool about this ride is how shameless it is in directly referencing Disney movies. Now, just because
Is
the
it?
ride is based on a fairy tale that Disney also adapted doesn't mean
Oh, those are fucking Disney movies. Those are- yeah.
But, I mean,
Come on.
look at this.
Yeah.
That is
yeah,
clearly
that's-
Robin Williams.
Yeah. Yeah. How are they not being sued into oblivion?
Genie. And that's clearly Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. They even pull
Well,
songs
it's a good
straight
one.
from the soundtracks of Disney movies.
How are they not being annihilated by
What's
lawyers?
especially strange is that the very beginning of the ride doesn't really have any Disney references at all. There's this Jack and the Beanstalk scene that has no relation to Fun and Fancy Free, and there's a scene based on Hansel and Gretel, which was never adapted
Okay.
by Disney at all, as far
Weird.
as I know.
There was a Mickey Mouse short based on it.
I have
It's
no
fine.
idea if Great
Wasn't a
Yarmouth
movie.
Pleasure Beach got permission from Disney to make these characters in the way they did. Maybe because it's just one ride at a small international park, Disney would have to jump through too many hoops to sue them, and they figure it's just not
Sure.
worth it. With that said, though, this ride is a surreal mishmash. Now it's time for number 8, Mischief Mansion at England's Flamingo Land. This ride
Dude.
is still in operation.
Dracula got a fucking 5-head there. Holy shit.
The premise is pretty unusual. Basically, you have these chibi versions of famous monsters, Drac, Frank, Spook, Yeti, and Mummy, and the whole ride is basically them just making mischief throughout a mansion. It's a
They're-
family-friendly, very cartoony ride with vibrant ultraviolet lighting and several sight gags. One of them, which is honestly pretty creepy, has Yeti shivering in the fridge. Then, for some reason, Drac and Frank put Mummy in the washing machine. And
Come on, the Sesame Street one was way better than this.
instead of looking sick or concerned, Mummy is just chill. Another
He's just
section named
kinda
the Wind Test Area
chilling out,
actually has a gag that was lifted from Bubbleworks. Here, Frank is shown on a device that resembles a toilet, flatulating himself into the air. I'd be
Yeah.
interested to know if this
That's
gag
pretty
exists
funny.
on other UK
Farting and then
rides, too.
yeah.
Later, you
It's
have
like a
an
rocket.
out-of-nowhere scene where Frank, Drac, and Mummy are using some kind of device to fling cupcakes at Yeti, who they've tied to the wall. Another scene, which may
Some weird
generate a
sexual
hint of
thing
some
going on.
xenophobia, has Drac
Ooh.
sitting in the tub with a fishing pole and what looks like a shark swimming around. Throughout the ride, you get this pretty catchy tune that keeps looping and probably won't get out of your head. There are even more visuals throughout the ride,
Okay.
and overall, it's a
Big Halloween
pretty
fan,
unusual
so.
attraction. Definitely worth giving a ride if you ever visit Flamingo Land. Up next is number 7.
I probably
Burg
won't.
Frankenstein at Germany's Plopsaland, Deutschland. This place was formerly known as Holiday Park and is known for having the globally acclaimed roller
Ooh.
coaster Expedition G-Force. But back when the coaster was known as Holiday Park, they had a dark ride that was, well, let's just say it wouldn't fly at a Disney park. Now, like many attractions at Disney parks,
Okay.
this is an omni-mover attraction. This type of ride consists of a constantly moving chain of vehicles that's always boarding passengers.
Just kind of hop on and
According
hop
to the
off.
Dark Ride database, guests ride through a medieval castle spanning 2 floors. 13 scenes loosely depict the story of how the castle got intruded by knights of a rival castle. These scenes range from disturbing
That's
to
kinda
flat out
cool.
odd. For example, one unsettling scene takes place in a torture chamber. You can see a blacksmith hammering a chain on a prisoner's wrists, and several prisoners reaching out of a
That's-
grate in the floor.
That's
It's
pretty
messed
fucked up.
stuff.
That's pretty
But
cool.
then you have scenes like this where you just walk in on this woman who was in bed with this guy. Then you enter the king's court, and from
Okay.
the look of things, the king is watching the queen dance with a bear. This is
As you
especially
do,
odd because
right?
there was no indication of anyone being turned into a bear, so I don't know. I don't have an explanation.
Just, well,
You see
don't.
a
You
guy
does.
taking
It
a
doesn't
dump,
matter.
A guy
Yeah.
feeding a bunch of farm animals, and the whole thing ends with a fire-breathing dragon. Unfortunately, this attraction closed back in 2023, and it really is a shame because I would have loved to have checked this out, and not a lot of people have heard of it. So
It's a
now,
pretty good looking
hopefully
dragon.
We'll talk about its history. For number 6, we're heading over to Japan for Musical Circus, another defunct dark
9
ride.
o'clock.
This existed at a park called Shima Spain Village, or Park España. Now, I've talked about one of its attractions, Donkey Sherry,
fuck?
before on this channel, but it wasn't the only dark ride this place had to offer.
What is wrong with Japanese people? They make the weirdest fucking shit. Like, I like it. I'm here for it. But what the fuck? Was it the... is it the radiation? Or, like, what the fuck is... Like, what happened?
Offer. Now, the plot itself isn't really that strange. In summary,
Okay.
you enter this enchanted forest where the animals want your help to save their fairy princess named Alicia. She was kidnapped by a demon, and without
It's a
her,
weird
the sun
name, but,
can't shine on the forest. So you go to the demon's lair and rescue her. It seems simple,
Okay.
but the way this ride is presented and its mechanisms are extremely unique, and the experience is pretty surreal as a whole. So here's
Oh,
how it
that's
works.
cool.
There's
I
a
like
circular
that.
platform with multiple seats that can move through the show building. In the beginning, you're introduced to the animals of the forest, including the main character, a rabbit known as Pepe.
Pepe. This reminds me of, like, the Never-Ending Story or something. I don't know why. I just get Never-Ending Story vibes from it.
This rabbit is voiced by Mayumi Tanaka, who plays Luffy from One Piece. As the ride's
I don't
title
watch One
implies, this
Piece.
is a
I don't
musical,
care.
And he sings a song about the princess being taken.
why is it so happy in a major key? It's like, I'm scared, God, we're all gonna die. Yay! It's so happy. It's so happy.
Soon enough, though, the demon enters the forest, and Pepe tries to help you escape. The platform then lowers down into another show scene. After a few ominous moments, the platform raises again, and you come face to face with the demon in a scene that I can only assume terrified small children. The demon, of course, has his own song.
That's gonna take
He's
some
even got
years
some
of therapy.
backup singers. This odd Hydra creature with multiple heads, and a cat with flashing eyes. In the lair, the princess sends you a message that she's been sealed away by the demon's magic. The platform then lowers again before rising into what resembles a Circle Vision 360 theater. Riders are instructed to put on their 3D glasses to defeat the demon. In the ride's climax, the demon actually swallows you whole, and you encounter 2 snakes and a dragon supposedly in his intestines.
Dude, he's got like fucking razor teeth, like appendages in his esophagus.
But with the power of your 3D glasses, you Thanos snap them away and save the princess.
Get wrecked.
Alicia thanks you, and soon you return to the forest scene, which is illuminated by daylight. The
Hey,
thank
that's
you for
cool.
helping in a
Okay,
reprise of the
I'm on
opening
board.
song.
I'm on board
Overall,
with it.
This was an excellent dark ride. It's not strange in a this is weird sense, but the way it's presented is surreal in a good way. It's like you're actually being transported into this world. The way Pepe is able to move around the set makes the animatronic really come to life. Honestly,
that's
it's
pretty
a shame
cool.
that a lot of the information about this ride is pretty hidden. I honestly don't know who made it, what the mechanisms were, what the patents were. If there's any ride worth researching,
It's
the
like
ins and
very
outs of,
well
it's
done.
this one. Now let's start off.
Okay, still though, gotta say it. The fucking Sesame Street space one, yeah.
The top 5 with a trip to Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland. Here, there exists an attraction called the Scotch Whiskey Experience. Here, you can experience a tour where you sample whiskey and learn about Scotch history, according to the official website.
I don't even
But
like
up until
whiskey, but I mean
2023,
alcohol,
there was also
right?
a dark ride involved too. This attraction, called the Whiskey Barrel Ride, is exactly what it sounds like, as guests actually boarded vehicles that resembled whiskey barrels. This is kind of
Is
like
there a
the dark
Jaeger
ride at
version?
Hershey's Chocolate World, but instead of taking you through the chocolate production process, this takes you through the process of producing Scotch whiskey. The host of this ride is a ghostly character known as the Master Blender,
Ooh, I
and he
like
takes
it.
you through each step of the manufacturing process. These include the milling machine, the washback, and this room full of colorful bubbles that represents the fermentation process. Surprisingly, there aren't that many videos of this ride online, and we're very lucky that the Dark Ride database documented this. I don't really know why it closed, but my guess is that it was expensive to maintain and not very popular. From what I can tell, the whiskey experience still exists with the tasting and the tour. There's just no dark ride, which is really a shame. Now let's head back to Japan for number 4. This ride is called Magical Powder, and it exists at a park called Lagoon.
I bet a lot of drug users went to this place and were probably pretty disappointed.
Asia. No, the magical powder is not what you might think it is, but rather, it's a kind of fairy dust. The whole ride takes you through the world of fairies. The plot is that there's an elf festival coming up, but somebody stole all of the magical powder. So the fairies, with the help of a cat Sherlock Holmes, try to find it and who stole it. Throughout the ride, you go through several different locations, including the forest and underwater. Eventually, you find the villain, who resembles what would happen
I
if
bet
Bart
people
Simpson's
took a bunch
hair
of
grew
magical
arms
powder
went insane.
and
At the
rode
end of the
this
ride,
probably.
The villain is captured in a can of magical powder and turned into a mouse. Finally, the elf festival
you,
goes
villain.
on as planned. Like Musical Circus, this ride also uses
This one
an extremely
kinda
unique
sucks.
ride system. Passengers board large cylindrical containers of magical powder. Each container is on a circular platform and is able to rotate 360 degrees.
I don't care,
For the
man.
first few scenes, the containers turn towards the inside
Not
of the
about it.
circle. In a way,
Not
it's
about it.
kind of like Disney's Carousel of Progress, where each section of the circle represents a different scene. For the last few scenes, riders are turned outwards, allowing an all-new set of scenes to be seen. And I know that sounded redundant, but whatever. Now the ride is already
It's a
creative
homonym,
enough on its
goddammit.
own, but
Deal
what
with it.
really makes it strange is the Halloween overlay it had in 2020. Essentially, they took the ride in its existing form and gave it an extremely creepy overlay. The ride now focused on a
God,
possessed
Jesus
doll named
Christ.
Mimi-chan. For each of the scenes, the original soundtrack was disabled and replaced with a foreboding one.
It's like a... Oh shit.
Also, the lighting
down
was
with
changed
it.
to be scarier, and drawings of Mimi-chan's face were plastered on some of
Oh,
the
I'm down with
characters.
it. This is some fucking analog horror shit. I could, like, I can get with the placing of this now.
To
I don't
add
give a shit
sense
about the
of
other
dread.
kind, the other
It was,
thing.
for all intents and purposes, like a real-life creepypasta.
Yeah.
In addition to a
I'm
creepy
okay with
doll
that.
being put on the final scene, scare actors were added
Ooh,
to
wait,
the in addition to a
wait.
creepy doll being
Right there, dude. That's fucking Samara from The Ring.
put on the final scene. Scare actors were added to the ride, dressed up as Mimi-chan.
Okay, I'm down.
These actors wore
I'm okay with
terrifying
this.
masks that covered their entire heads. Interestingly enough, the concept of this ride was created as a way to make a COVID-friendly haunted house experience. With the actors' entire heads covered, it prevented them from spreading the virus to guests. To put it simply, this overlay was flat out genius. And I recommend checking out the full video in the description. For the bronze spot, we're heading to Austria's Wiener Prater.
I'm okay
This
with that
ride,
placing
named
with the spooky.
Großgeisterbahn, was labeled by Diary of a Roller Coaster Girl as, quote, so bad it's funny. Now, Geisterbahn is German for ghost train, and really there's no story to this ride, as it's just a collection of scares. But
It's a
what
bunch
makes
of
it stick
bullshit.
out from other ghost trains is the placement of the scares in the middle of the track. You actually have terrifying monsters pop out right in front of you before the cart pushes them out of the way. And this happens several times throughout the layout. But these aren't the only things worth discussing about the ride. There's also this rudimentary jump scare where the cart hits a piece of wood that pulls a string, causing a monster to rise out of bed. Afterwards, there's this extremely effective illusion that looks like you're about to cross a bridge when all of a sudden the bridge seems to collapse, taking you down. The Dark Ride database
that actually
has
is
a
really effective.
behind-the-scenes feature that explains how cables are attached to the rails to pull off this illusion. I'll leave a link to that in the description too. In all honesty, this ride is pretty effective, and it has some pretty gruesome visuals. For example, there are these two characters. They kind of resemble a melting dwarf and a possessed Dr. Seuss character.
Reminds me of the little demon guys in fucking Hercules, Disney's Hercules. You know what I'm talking about? The little Hades minions.
There's also the most goofy-looking vampire I've ever seen. This ride has no cohesion, but I'm gonna be honest, it's kinda awesome. Now for the silver spot.
Number 3, that
Kume
does
Toshiana
not
at
deserve
Finland's
number 3.
Nokkaku V Park.
In my
now,
opinion.
Kume Toshiana is Finnish for Ghost Train. But this ride is more than just standard ghosts, because it's got some weird imagery in it. Literally, the first thing you see is a giant clown head on the wall with a skeleton on the left and a coffin on the right. Heading inside, you've got a couple of skeletons on the left, and in front of you is a ride vehicle with a gentleman in a plaid suit jacket. Oh, and there's also a bucket with what looks like a head, a foot, and a finger in it. Next to the guy in the plaid suit is a clown in a robber mask and a biker with a gas mask on, looking like something out of a Mad Max movie. I can only assume the guy stole the clown's outfit. Next up are more skeletons, including a dinosaur skull, and some pictures of clowns and a clapper on the wall. On the
So far, I'm not seeing how this is number 2.
right is
but I'm be
a
real.
decapitated clown head and a two-faced, one-headed clown head.
That's
Wait, no,
three
that's three
face.
faces.
Yeah, that's
Next
3.
is a bit of a graphic scene where apparently this dentist in a hazmat suit drilled through this guy's face,
Didn't even lose his cap though. You gotta respect it.
exposing his teeth. Immediately afterwards, there's an albino Oompa Loompa with a skull collection. And, well, random stuff. And is that a knockoff of Freddy Krueger, half-bodied with a chainsaw? Then there's some gory imagery, which I don't want to take my chances with YouTube on. The classic guy in an electric chair, and Dopey doing something. I will say, this skull jukebox is pretty cool. I'm really having a hard time describing this ride. I have no idea who came up with it.
Why is this at number 2?
Honestly, I gotta give them credit. I think they went all out in being as unhinged and weird as possible, and I love them for it. One of these days, if I ever get around to going to Finland, I gotta check this out.
Number
now
2.
For the number 1 spot, Wonderland at Japan's Musashino Village. Honestly, I had a hard time between the placement of this and the previous entries, so I guess you could say you could
for number 1 and 2, really?
But what makes this weird? Right off the bat, look at this. First of all, you got these tiny ride vehicles with Egyptian death masks in front, and with the exception of a death mask near the boarding station, none of this ride has to do with Egypt
Pharaoh
at all.
masks,
also
right?
in the boarding station is an animatronic band that looks like they came out of a bad Five Nights at Freddy's ripoff. So when you start the ride,
Are they
you head
called
down this
death
corridor,
masks?
and
I
at
guess
the
they
end
are called death masks.
Well, 2 goats and a painting of a kid putting up framed butterflies on the wall. And there's also a painting of Godzilla or a T-Rex or something bursting through the wall. Then you turn right and you see what might be the 7 dwarves or might be garden gnomes glued to the wall. Following this is a crude underwater scene with, I think that's supposed to be a fish with human legs and a sunken ship in the back.
That almost looks like those fish with like the eyes that always point up that are like deep sea fish or something. I forget what they're called.
At the end of this corridor, there's a jump scare with this creepy looking doll. And there's also Christmas decorations and Geppetto? Wait, is this supposed to be Pinocchio? Well, there's no time to answer that question because right afterwards...
Strange. Okay. If we're going for strange, sure. I guess like best, because I don't know. It seems if you're just gonna throw a bunch of random shit into somewhere, and that is like the what is, I want to say the word caliber, but that's your criteria for like being strange, then that's kind of like, I don't know if I like that rating of criteria of just throwing the most random shit and you get the number 1 spot on the list.
Oz cardboard cutouts and Cherub Mount Rushmore. Oh, I think that's Ariel from The Little Mermaid, but anyway, the rock laughs at you, there's a castle, an alien, a propeller, and that's it. That's the whole ride. I don't think we'll ever know what the backstory behind this ride is, and that's truly special.
think I know.
I just love finding out about rides like this, and it makes me curious how many more bizarre, unhinged, and unbelievable dark rides there are out there. So
I think there was a bunch of people that had a bunch of shit left over, and they're like, let's just throw it all in a ride.
well, this is a pretty odd note to end on, but such is the world of dark rides. Now it's time for the comment shout-out program.
Alright. Good for him. Here. We'll put his video in the description. Gotta give credit. Dark Ride video. Man, I don't even know what to watch now. What time is it? 9:16. All of these other things are like way too long. So, I don't know, maybe I'll end it there. It's a fun little short stream before work. I'm gonna leave at 10. I don't know, I mean, I guess I can stay. Let's see. Got some more new. Oh shit, that's gonna be good. Bitten by a venomous rattlesnake. Okay, no. Well, I'm gonna have to go. Here, we'll watch that, but I can't watch it on YouTube. I get instantly annihilated. So, goodbye YouTube, but I'm staying on Twitch. I'm over to Twitch.